So are y'all trying to save some money? I have a tip for you. It may work, it may not. Might want to give it a try. So what I have here is over 5.5 dozen decoys. The reason why I say if you want to save money, so instead of buying the bank lines, this is the idea I came up with. It's pretty much like setting up a long line if you ever hunted divers or anything like that. So what you want to get is this line from Walmart and this clip from Walmart too. I'll show you exactly what I got here. So you can find this in the fishing section pretty much to make trot lines. And that's essentially what you're gonna do. But instead of the bait going to the bottom, you're gonna have the decoy at the top. So those are the clips, that's the string. And also, another thing I've noticed out here hunting in Tennessee, these guys that rig up their spread, I've noticed in most of the spreads I drive by in the boat, they all hook the anchor line from the front of the decoy. So if you've ever jumped a whole bunch of ducks off the water, typically, or if they even get scared and they're about to all flush, and it's, you know, a decent sized group of them, they all end up facing the same exact direction. So if you tie your bank lines off the front of the decoy, when the wind is blowing as well, they're all going to be looking into the wind. So if you're working any birds above you, when they come to land in, they're landing into a group where none of them are looking at the duck. So by hooking your bank lines from the back of the decoy, we'll turn it around. So that way, whichever way that the wind is blowing, you're going to have decoys looking the opposite direction from each other. So also when you have like a dead wind, what it will do is you'll have some looking to the left, right, you know, away from you and then towards you as well. So they'll be all looking all different directions. And also if you look on like Instagram, Facebook pictures, anything like that of live ducks, they're all not facing the same exact direction. So I'm going to stop hammering on that. Hopefully I've said enough to be able to convince you and at least try it out. It is kind of annoying when, you know, when you're driving up to a blind and people have decoys already set, all of them are, you know, looking the same exact direction and they're all just in one pod. That's another thing with this long line is they're going to be in a straight line, but what you can do is alternate. So you'll make one line where it has like 5 or 6. You'll make the next one where it has a dozen. Then the next one has like 2 or 3, and then so on and so forth. Now, how you actually make the line. So this right here is what I end up with. This end right here connects to a weight. You can either tie it onto, you know, a brick or some sort of dumbbell or anything like that. Just make sure you probably have, I would say about 5 pounds at the minimum, if you have about a dozen decoys hanging off of it. So what you want to do is string it up, and I'll go ahead and let this unfurl. So I didn't leave a whole bunch of depth to this, but what I'm going to do is run it about 20 feet until my first loop. So you have 20 feet to play with. Now, if you're hunting even deeper water than 20 feet and you know that, then obviously you want to make your line a little bit longer before you make your first loop. But the reason why I put loops on here is when you take this clip and you just clip it directly onto the string, it will have the tendency to slide. Now you could just tie a knot on both ends and then clip it, you know, in that direct spot. But when you're working at night and, you know, you're trying to get your spread set up before shoot light, it's easier just to set your boat up in the position where you want to drop the anchor line, and let the boat, you know, let it work. So the wind is going to push you, the current, that sort of thing. So that way you're not going to get tangled up. So just let it slide out of your hands until you get your first loop, grab your decoy, clip it on, and then do the same thing. Let it slide till you get to your next loop, clip it, do the same thing over and over and over. Then when you go to pick it up, you want to go to the very first duck on the string, not the one closest to the anchor, but the one on the other end. Grab it, unsnip it, throw it into a bag or into the boat. then pull yourself in, unless if it's tons of current. But you can just pull it and, you know, you get to your next decoy, unclip it, so on and so forth. So hopefully I broke that down enough. I try not to talk too much because people like to just skip through the video and just get to the meat of the information. But I hope this helps y'all. I'm gonna switch some things up this season because people are starting to pull decoys now around here. And I still have until about mid-February to hunt ducks. So I'm gonna go ahead and start rigging up my stuff to where I know where I'm gonna be going. So it's averaging anywhere from 6 to about 18 feet. So I'm gonna make all my anchor lines 20 feet and see what happens. But be looking forward to the videos. This season, I know you're probably gonna click off now, but this season, I wouldn't say it's been rough. It's been actually pretty good. It happened just like I said before the season started. If you find the water, you'll find the birds. It's still the same case, but right now, they're call shy, they're mojo shy. So you wanna cut down on the calling. Don't put out as many mojos. You really want a lot of motion on the water. So if you got jerk strings, anything like that, you could actually rig up this long line as a decoy string as well. So you put your weight down, have a bungee cord attached to it, then clip on the your actual main line to the bungee cord, and then you know you can pull it from the blind and get all the decoys dancing. So that way you're not just limited to 6 or whatever that the kits come out with. I make all my stuff homemade because I like to save the money, and it's a little bit more rewarding when you make your own stuff and you're successful with it. But the content this year has been not so good. That's why I haven't uploaded it. The GoPro is either dying, the battery dies like super fast. I've even tried an external battery plugging in. It's just been so cold it kills the battery so fast. Or I'm doing most of my shooting where you can't see the birds work, you can't see me kill it. So I just feel like I'm just not even gonna bother uploading it, and I'll just stick to the how-to videos. But once the season ends, I'll be jumping into taxidermy videos and more how-to stuff. I'm pretty sure I'll come up with something. So, but if you already do this with mallards and hunting puddle ducks using long lines, let me know in the comments below. And I appreciate all y'all watching. Good luck. Finish out the season strong. I know it's getting rough out there. We already had this cold snap, so who knows what the season's going to bring us now. So until next time, I've been Chris. It's been Duckalope Outdoors. Y'all stay safe out there.